Jana, we're talking all things anxiety and digestion.
Oh,
And behold,
favorites.
we are here with a brain because all videos should have a brain. Well, we're talking about digestion and the brain overall. We know that the brain and the gut are totally interconnected. I always think they're kind of like buddies. And they sometimes are buddies in a good way, and then sometimes there's a little contention and things aren't maybe working as easily as possible. So tell us a little bit about what's going on in the nervous system when we're anxious and what's
Mm.
happening with digestion.
Well, I think that's the thing. So many people are going, okay, am I anxious? Is there something wrong with my stomach? What's going on? And what we know is that when we have anxiety, when we are flooding our nervous system's going into fight or flight. So it's totally just jumping into let me take care of. And we're shunting blood to ever else. It's telling our body that digestion is not a priority right now. So I like to think of a time I can remember very distinctly the first time I got into a traffic accident. And I felt so nervous and so worried and so anxious that I was like, what's going to happen? Are we going to bring the police in?
The emotions.
Total flat. I was shaking. And I can tell you, if you tried to get me to eat something in that moment, I would have absolutely no appetite. And what I did feel was just that nervous butterfly feeling, almost like tightness in my stomach. And I think most of us can relate to that. We've all had times where anxiety is going to flood. And it gets really interesting because this is actually your nervous system working. It's just working too well.
Yes, and maybe not in conducive with perhaps our goals around fueling ourselves with energy and good mental health throughout the day. So the symptoms that we're going to find when we're anxious, of course, is our appetite's either going to go up or down. It might even go up or down right away and be very unpredictable. And then, of course, the stomach is going to be, there's like some nausea, there might be some gas, bloating, there might be all sorts of butterflies. You might have to immediately go to the bathroom. There might be
Yes.
diarrhea, bloating, the whole bit. So it's kind of not
Oh,
so great when we're
not
anxious
great.
on how it hits the digestive system.
Totally. And as you said, it makes food just so hard. And I think in general, most of us are going, okay, so anxiety is normal and these symptoms are all normal, but what do I do? Right? And so we have a few steps that we want you to think about trying the next time you have this flood of anxiety. Hopefully you're not in a car accident. Okay. But the first one we talk about a lot is it's often called box breathing, but we think about sort of breathing in, say for 4 or 5 counts. You're going to hold for a couple. But what's really important here is you're going to focus on your out breath. So you might breathe out for 4 to 8 counts and bonus points if you breathe out loud. But we want to repeat that, say, 6 to 10 times, really trying to focus on the breath, and it really helps to slow our nervous system. It also activates that vagus nerve in the back of your throat there.
I like this idea of breathing out with sound though, when
Oh yeah,
sometimes I
but
just go,
slower,
ah.
Andrea,
I know,
slower.
but if you can't calm yourself down, you got to start with the, and then the noise of it
True.
hopefully will then get you into the next
See, this
place.
is good. We're not automatically zen just because, like, okay, you told me to breathe. The other thing we can look at doing is bring some warmth to the area. So think about a hot water bottle. It helps to really just relax that smooth muscle in the intestines that can help things move or maybe de-bloat, de-hurt if they're having some cramping a little bit. Another big one we use, Daniel Siegel's famous for it, name it to tame it. And so that's where we use that, "Oh, okay, I'm feeling anxious. There's nothing wrong with my body. This will be okay. This is a normal reaction." Really just bringing attention to what's actually coming on in the body. And that's totally okay. It actually does help to settle the nervous system, even just by naming it.
Which is fascinating, isn't it? Because you would think like just saying I'm feeling anxious wouldn't actually help, but ironically it does,
It
according to
totally
the
does.
science.
And then, of course, why we're always here is now, how does this impact our food? Once we're really working on, okay, I'm trying to settle that anxiety, trying to settle the nervous system, and now I still need to eat food. I still need fuel no matter what my stomach's feeling like this day. So we want to keep it easy. We want to stick to some of those safe foods. I often think about almost treating your stomach like you're sick. You've got a bit of the flu. I'm like, I want some chicken noodle soup, some broth, some toast, some crackers,
Kind of
really
bland
easy.
comfort foods that are not particularly spicy and flavorful and yeah.
Exactly. Let's keep it simple on the tummy.
And so as we wrap up our segment on anxiety and digestion, what's the most important thing people need to take away? They're feeling anxious. What are they going to do, Jenna?
What are they going to do? Well, what I need you to do is just remember that this is a normal reaction and that we're not trying to fight it, right? So we don't need to fix digestion right now. We don't need to make it all better. But what we do need to do is create some safety in the body, create a sense of safety so that the anxiety can come down and your stomach can relax a little bit. And it'll be great.
Always starts with like trying to get the brain on check before we get the gut on check.